Probably we can touch some base on why you feel that you had to feel so overly strong for your siblings.
Okay. So even though I'm the youngest out of all of my siblings, I kind of always hear from them like how strong I am, like from the time that my mom was initially diagnosed with cancer. You know, I think I was in shock, but it's just like, okay, this is what we have to do. Oh, you have to go to this appointment. I have to be supportive for her. I didn't know how my mom felt. I think she kind of knew that she was sick because she never wanted to go to the doctor. But when she had fallen very ill, I was like, you know what, that's it. So, just going through everything that I had to go through, with her and her appointments and, balancing school, balancing work, balancing, my children. And my sisters were like, they felt like I was very, very strong and they didn't understand how I could be so strong because my older sister's like such a crier, so she can't really handle everything. My middle sister, she doesn't see reality for what it is, and then she kind of tries to shift the vision off of what's really going on and try to shift it onto her, and then it's just me like, okay, this is what it is, so now you have to deal with it, and then you know it's just hard sometimes, like I said, because I struggle with wanting to be strong. Like, like I said, I'm still very angry that the one person that I felt like was a big support system for me, she's not here no more. It's like, how do I pick up the pieces? How do I go on? And stuff like that. So I'm very angry.
So, do you feel that you grieve properly?
I don't think so, no. I don't I don't think I grieved. I just think that the way that everything happened, I was just walking through the emotions. It's something that I knew I had to do. Um, everything from making the choices with regards to medical for her and having to move her, from one facility to the next, and, talking to the doctors about what her diagnoses or her treatment plan would be. Like, all of that fell on me. I didn't have time to like really think about it. And even, prior to her passing away, I was at the hospital with her. Like, I think I brought closure to the situation. Um, and I say it that because I was the last person to see my mom before she passed away. Um, and I was at peace because it's like, okay, in the back of my mind, I knew, that she would possibly be leaving. I didn't anticipate it being that soon, but, you know, um, it was just being there for her, and it's not about me, and I just got to make sure she's comfortable when she's not suffering and stuff like that. So it's like I didn't have time to think about what I felt. It was just like, this is a natural reaction. Now you have to be the person that's taking care of everything. So, you know, that's just basically what I did. Even when it was time to make her funeral arrangements, my older sister and I were the one that did it, but I was the one that was providing the information, what time she died. It was just like a whole bunch of stuff. It's like a blur to me as it was happening, but I knew it was happening. So it's just like you can't show no emotions. You have to be the strong one.
So, you felt, did you feel overwhelmed? How did all of this make you feel?
I was numb. I mean, even though like she passed away like a year ago, it's just like I got the phone call. I remember that. She wasn't here. I remember going to the hospital. I remember all of that. So,
So, I would like to use a technique that, let's say if it's a empty chair. This is the reason why I have the sofa here.
hmm
Where if your mom was still here and she was here in the room with us, how will you? Sorry about that.
hmm
How would you um express your feelings to your mom about the whole situation,
Mhm.
on how everything took place, on how you would have wanted her to take care of the situation before it got to where it got.
Mhm.
You know, you can express yourself, and then it's like a role play, and then
Mhm.
you're gonna sit in the chair and act like you're your mom.
Okay.
So would you like to do that technique?
Sure.
Okay, so you can start where you can express your feelings
Mhm.
towards the whole situation, and then when you feel like you have expressed yourself, you can sit on the chair
Mhm.
and you can, role play as your mom.
Okay. So, okay. Mom, I knew for quite some time that you smoked, and like the ironic thing is that I kind of wish that you still were smoking cigarettes, because it seems like once you stopped smoking cigarettes, that's when everything took a downfall. And in my mind, you would grow up and you would outlive me and my kids. Um, I don't like seeing you like that, but you're not by yourself. I mean, I hope you don't feel like you are by yourself, because you're not. And I'm going to be there with you until the very end. And I hope you understand that. Um, with family, you don't give up on them. So I'm not going to give up on you, and I'm going to do everything basically that I said I was going to do. Because if the one thing you've instilled in me was to be strong. So I hope that by you seeing what I'm doing, it kind of reaffirms the things that you've taught me, and you know you're okay with what I'm doing. That's it.
Now you can sit and act like you was her.
Okay. My baby girl Takia. Um, sorry that you have to see me at my weakest point, and I've tried to hold out for as long as I could. I've even stopped smoking because I knew how much you didn't like it. I knew the effects that it played on, the family, the kids, my grandchildren. So I vowed that I would stop smoking cigarettes. Now, I probably had a feeling that I was sick for quite some time, but I was afraid to go to the doctor. But knowing how you were very insistent, you made me go. And hearing those words, I didn't know how to process having cancer, how it would affect everyone in the family. But I knew that it would be a journey. Um, and I'm glad that I have you here with me walking through that journey, because I am afraid. And, I'm sorry that you have to experience this with me. But I appreciate the fact that you are, despite everything that you have going on in your life. It shows a lot of strength in you, as I've raised you to be a very strong young lady. I'm not perfect, and I'm gonna fight until I can't fight anymore. But as long as I know that you and my grandchildren are okay, then I'll be okay. So I just really want you to understand that I'm sorry that this happened, but I appreciate the fact that I'm not by myself, and that I have you here with me.
So, with all, with the technique we just played, we role play here. So now now you can explain to me how did this make you feel, role playing, like if you was talking to your mother, and what would it have been differently if the action would have been taken.
I mean, it felt good because, like, I just really realized that, like, I really miss her. And, whereas I have issues with expressing myself, it's okay to cry. I didn't really anticipate crying, but I guess I'm, like, very sensitive when it comes to situations like this. I mean, I was glad that I was able to say those things to her, um, and hearing how she may have felt with regards to what she was going through. You know, it's funny because I feel she still she still was kind of protecting, or felt like she had to be strong even at her moments of weakness. She had to be the person that was strong, and you know, I mean, just recapturing everything. My mom didn't pass away in front of me, but again, I was the last person to see her. And basically, at that point of my visit with her that day, I recall leaving, and just telling her, like, hey, mom, I'll be back. And, you stay strong and stuff like that. But in a conversation I had had with her, like a little bit earlier, and, I think coming to terms with what was going on, I said, you don't have to be as strong as you have been because I'm going to be okay. So, I guess for her, she was able to, pass away peacefully, and knowing that she heard in my voice and, through my actions, that I was going to be okay. So,
So, so you felt that while you was giving her those encouraging words, on letting her know that you was gonna be okay, and that if it was her time, um, you was gonna be as strong as she was,
mm,
and that it was okay. Not, correct me if I'm right, if I'm wrong. That it was okay for her to let go if she had to.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, no one wants to see anyone suffering. Um, my mom was having seizures back to back. And this is a woman that was very spunky, very tenacious. She was the life of the party. And I know, like, she would always say to me, like, I want to be remembered as who I am, not, you know, what I've become or what I am becoming and stuff like that. And it's like, my mind always would be like, oh, you're going to be okay. Like, telling myself, like, she's going to be okay because, you know, that's what I needed for her to hear. Maybe to kind of ease her fears, or, you know, give me that sense of tranquility, I guess, that she was going to be okay. Because, I mean, I don't think I even asked anybody about how long she had to live up until, like, the very end. So,
And when you ask that question, excuse me, when you ask the question about how long she had to live,
mm,
when the doctor told you the amount of days, months, hours, how did it make you feel? Did you expose it to her?
mm-mm. Um, like, I could still vividly remember, like I said, certain incidents throughout that whole period. And one was that question. I was taken out of the room by the doctor. It was actually me and my middle sister, because at that point we had to sign paperwork. Well, I had to sign her DNR or DNI paperwork. Um, and my sisters were kind of struggling with that. So, I had come to the conclusion that I had to make the decision because my mother and I had talked about it. So I kind of feel like she was prepping me for it, in the event of. But at that point, I did remember asking the doctor, how long does she have? Never asked them any of those questions when she went through chemotherapy. It was just like, I'm looking at her, she looks well, and despite what they said the backlash was, or the side effects would be to her chemo, my mom was still spunky and she was rambunctious, and she was energetic. She was a little weak, but she was energetic.
Mhm.
And when the doctor told me, I can't tell you for certain how long, but I could say weeks, I can't say months, and I can't say years. It was just like, so, just knowing that it was going to happen, but not exactly when it could happen. I mean, she fought for 6 weeks from the time she went in the hospital up until the time, she passed away. So, you know,
Oh gosh. Sorry.
That's
It's
okay.
lighting. So you felt like you knew once you asked the doctor and they told you the weeks, and you just knew it was gonna happen because they told you, but you already had that feeling that the time was already coming before they told you.
No,
or
in my
you
mind-
felt that.
No, I think in my mind, like I said, I thought that my mom had been hospitalized before because of, incidents, seizures, or whatever have you. And in my mind, she was going to come back home. Even, I think, when they did tell me what the doctor had told me about the weeks that she had, in my mind, I'm thinking she's gonna fight this. She's gonna beat this. This is just, who she is. She's strong. I know my mom, and I guess to pacify me, I just had to believe that. So, I I just found a couple of little weird coincidences. Like, I kind of felt bad when I did get the phone call, because a couple of hours before I was just like on the phone saying, listen, I just don't want her suffering anymore. At this point, she's not really responding. She knows that you're there, but she's not herself. And, just God, when you're ready for her, just take her.
Okay, so you felt that because she was suffering already, it was like, okay, I don't want to see my mom suffering no more. The time is here.
Mhm.
If she's gonna go, that you did your part,
Mhm.
and she's not gonna be suffering no more. She's gonna be in a better place,
Right.
and although she's not gonna be with you
Mhm.
physically, but spiritually she was gonna be with you,
Right.
and that everything was done possible. She was a
Absolutely.
strong fighter,
Absolutely.
and so
That's why I hold on to, like I get it, it's a part of grieving. There are times that are more difficult than others, of course. Mother's Day, when I'm having a bad day. But I hear her, I feel her, and, I feel that strength. I can't give up. I gotta fight.
So on the next session that we have, hopefully you'll be back.
Yes.
We can probably do another technique that can have you express yourself so the grieving process could become better for you.
Okay.
So it was nice speaking to you today,
Thank
and I'm so sorry that you had to cry today.
It's okay. It's a part of, like I said, I'm very, very sensitive. So, I'm grateful to be able to express some of.
And I hope I made you feel a little better today
Thank you.
with the technique that we use.
Thank you, yes.
Okay, so hopefully we see each other next week.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.